All right, it's Mr. Klaus here doing part 3 of our Go Math lesson 12.4. And I want to take a moment to go over questions 8, 9, 10, and 11. As I was walking around and watching you work, many of you were putting down only one answer for many of these. And many of these have multiple answers. So I'm going to take a moment here and we're going to go over step by step here what we are looking for each question. So hopefully you've already had time to complete this, and we can go over them pretty quickly. So let's look at number 8. It reads, which blocks have intersecting sides? So intersecting is anytime one line runs right smack into the other line. Now what's a little bit confusing here is because when you think of intersecting, you think of lines that make an X like that. All right, but the truth is, to be intersecting, all you have to do is to bump into the other line, like it does right there. So as we can see, shape A is intersecting, shape B is intersecting, shape C is intersecting, shape D is intersecting, and so does shape E, our square. So to be a polygon, that is actually one of the characteristics. To be a polygon, you have to be made up of line segments, and line segments must intersect. So the correct answers for all these would be every shape. A, B, and I'm not going to do this for every time because it takes me forever to write with these, and it's usually pretty sloppy. But every shape, A, B, C, D, and E, all have intersecting sides. Let me see if I can erase this. Just one big thing. I don't want to have to. Oh yeah, here we go. So if I get rid of that, remember I'm learning how to use the program here. So I'm going to get rid of the work that I just did because I don't want to confuse it for the next one. And if you're wondering what our shapes named are, A is a hexagon, B is a triangle, C is a quadrilateral, a parallelogram, D is a trapezoid, and E is a square. So if we're looking at 9, which blocks have parallel sides? Now remember from our previous lessons that parallel means they are never, ever going to touch. And we learned that we have a symbol for these, which is just a little arrow. So let's look at A. A is a hexagon, and I can kind of imagine if the top line keeps going on forever and the bottom line keeps going on forever, they are never going to touch. So A has parallel lines. B, this one intersects with this one, this intersects with that intersects with that. So B does not have intersecting lines. Parallel lines. C, the top is parallel to the bottom. And actually, the left's parallel to the right also, so it has 2 pairs. The hexagon has 3 pairs, actually. Top, bottom, this one and this one are parallel, and this side are parallel. D, if you look at the top and the bottom, they will never touch. Someone might say, well, wait a minute, Mr. Klaus, this side does not touch with this side. Well, we have to imagine that if they keep going, if this line keeps going and this line keeps going, they are eventually going to intersect. And if we look at the last one, parallel sides, yes, a square has top and bottom, which are parallel, and also left and right. So to answer the question, which one have parallel sides? A is parallel, B is not. And as I erase these, I'll get better at it. There's got to be a way to clear this. D has 1 pair, C has 2 pairs, and E has 2 pairs. So the correct answer to this is everything but B. So A, C, D, and E. So which blocks have perpendicular sides? Now, if you remember way back, do you remember what perpendicular means? Perpendicular means that it is at 90 degrees or a perfect box angle, making an L. And if you look up here, my little red bullseye showing now. If you look up here, only one shape has a boxed angle or an L, and that is our old friend Mr. E, the square there. So only one answer for number 9, and that is E. And number 11, which blocks have neither parallel nor perpendicular? So if it doesn't have, so it can have a parallel or a perpendicular. A has parallel, B doesn't, C does, D has parallel, E has parallel. So B could be the only possible answer, but does it have perpendicular sides? Are there any right angles in there? And if you answer no, you are correct. There are no right angles. So the answer to number 11 is B. And the last one I'm going to talk about is we're going to skip 12. We're all the way down to number 13. Can the same two lines be parallel, perpendicular, and intersecting? Explain your answer. So if you haven't answered this one already, go ahead and pause the video. Think about it. Think about what parallel, perpendicular, and intersecting mean. And can you make two lines that are all three of those things? So take some time, think about it, press pause, and then when you have it, press play to see if what you came up with is correct. All right, so can two lines be parallel, perpendicular, and intersecting? The answer is no, and let me tell you why. If two lines are parallel, that means they are never, ever, ever going to touch. And for something to be intersecting, it means that they have to cross. So parallel and perpendicular are actually opposites. It is impossible for a line to be parallel, intersecting, and perpendicular. Now you can have lines that are intersecting and perpendicular. Do my best to make them here. So if you have a plus sign, your lines are intersecting and they are creating a right angle right there. So you can be perpendicular and intersecting, but not parallel. So it is impossible to be all three. Hopefully this helped. Be sure to like my YouTube channel and to subscribe to it. And I will talk to you again soon.